A federal court has directed the Secretary to comply with the Mineral Leasing Act. And I'm beginning to question whether the administration believes that it's in the rule of law, because it's not behaving that way. Another question. The department recently released a draft analysis of greenhouse gas emissions associated with 3,600 oil and gas leases issued from 2015 to 2020. Until the department finalizes this analysis, thousands of leases and permits remain in limbo. When will the department issue a final environmental assessment of this matter?
So this is one of the highest priorities in the department to complete that work. As I know you're aware, we get buffeted around by various pieces of litigation and judicial rulings. And so part of what we have to do while we complete that analysis is take into account the latest judicial rulings that impact that analysis. And so in order to again, provide defensibility for leases that the department issues, we have to ensure that that work complies with the latest court rulings.
So you're saying basically a lot of lawsuits slow down the process, muck up the problem. In addition to the red tape, the lawsuits make it worse. So does the department have a plan? Yeah, go ahead.
No, that is true.
Okay. Does the department have a plan to apply the final assessment to the 3,600 leases so it can issue drilling permits in a timely manner?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Finally, in July, the Secretary released a proposed offshore oil and gas leasing plan for 2023 to 2028. One option the Secretary is considering is to offer no leases during the entire 5-year time period. I'd remind you that the federal oil production accounts for 27% of all U.S. oil production. We're 1 million barrels a day behind where we should be at this point. How can the department justify ending offshore oil and gas lease sales when President Biden continues to beg overseas dictators for more oil?
Again, as we discussed with the chairman, under the IRA, our oil and gas leasing programs are connected with our offshore wind programs. What you saw in step 2 of a 3-step process in development of a new 5-year leasing program.
Good afternoon, friends. Happy January 8th to all of you. My friends, I have a new 4th stimulus check update. So there are 3 key factors that will affect the 4th round of stimulus payments for all Americans. Lawmakers, including both Democrats and Republicans, have shown support for a one-time additional stimulus check aimed at low-income households. And these checks could be worth up to $2,000. So dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing 2 winners for the $75 Walmart gift card giveaway this coming Friday. If you would like to enter the giveaway, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. My friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. The majority of Americans strongly support our federal government authorizing a 4th stimulus check. There are 3 factors that will profoundly affect whether lawmakers in Washington, D.C. will provide another direct payment into the bank account of taxpayers and dependents nationwide. The first factor is whether Democrats and Republicans can find a bipartisan way forward on stimulus funds for families. Republicans have not been on board for another direct payment issued to most eligible adults. However, a number of influential Republicans are in favor of an expanded child tax credit, and this has been a key priority for Democrats as well. Although there is a disagreement about such a tax credit and how it should be structured, it is possible that our lawmakers from both sides of the aisle will come together to find compromise now that control of Congress is split. And if so, families could at least see more financial help this year. Colorado Senator Michael Benet, one of those leading the efforts in the Senate, has recently told CNN News Republican leaders decided to send a lump of coal to America's children last year. We know that the most significant step that Congress can take to help America's children is to support an expanded child tax credit. When Congress took action on this in 2021, we cut childhood poverty in America in half. As of right now, things will go back to the way they were before the American Rescue Plan took effect, meaning that families can only claim $2,000 per child in 2023. Republicans currently have control of the House of Representatives by a narrow margin. There are 222 Republicans and 213 Democrats. If some of the more liberal Republicans decide to cross the aisle and vote with Democrats on key issues, it is possible that this could result in the Biden administration being able to provide additional stimulus money. And finally, the key last factor is external, and it relates to whether the economy gets worse or the crisis gets worse. The crisis has not been eradicated and is not likely to be. There is a strong possibility that our country could enter into a recession, in which case, stimulus checks are one tool that could be on the table, as checks have been issued during past downturns. Now, friends, the Internal Revenue Service said it recently finished correcting tax returns filed for 2020 that included overpayments for unemployment benefits that workers received that year, and that it had issued 12 million tax refunds as a result. The average tax refund is $1,232, with the agency sending a total of $14.8 billion back to taxpayers. The IRS has said that taxpayers were sent letters from the IRS to inform them about the fixes to their 2020 tax filings. The tax review came about due to the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, which was signed into law by President Biden. The legislation excluded up to $10,200 in 2020 unemployment aid from being counted as taxable income. But some taxpayers had already filed their returns in early 2021 before the law became effective. And because of that, the Internal Revenue Service reviewed returns filed by workers who reported jobless aid as income in 2020, but who filed their forms before the law was enacted. The Internal Revenue Service has recently said some taxpayers received refunds, while others had overpayment applied to taxes due or other debt. In some cases, the exclusion only resulted in a reduction in their adjusted gross income. About 14 million tax returns were corrected, but the IRS issued refunds for 12 million of those filings. Individuals and married couples whose adjusted gross income was below $150,000 were eligible to have some unemployment aid untaxed. And according to the IRS, taxpayers who are eligible for the exclusion and who haven't received a correction letter from the IRS may need to file an amended 2020 tax return to claim their refund. Well, my magnificent and marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Sunday afternoon. Thank you, my friends, very much for being part of this community. And I want you all to know that I sincerely appreciate every single one of you. Friends, I'll be announcing 2 winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Please enter these giveaways. All you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Friends, the more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you very much and have a wonderful and blessed Sunday.